Right now, somewhere on Earth, a person is crying. Maybe because they're heartbroken, maybe because they're overwhelmed with joy, maybe because they just remembered something painful from years ago. But here's the strange part. Humans are the only animals known to shed emotional tears. Dogs feel sadness. Elephants mourn their dead. Chimpanzees experience grief, yet none of them cry like you do. So why did humans evolve something that seems completely useless? And why can a few drops of water reveal what words sometimes can't? Imagine you're standing in a crowded room. Nobody is speaking. Suddenly, someone starts crying. Instantly, everything changes. People look. People care. People react. Without saying a single word, that person has communicated something powerful. And that's exactly what makes human tears so strange. Most animals produce tears, but not for emotions. Their tears simply keep their eyes moist and healthy. Humans do that too, but we have something extra: emotional tears. And scientists have been trying to understand them for decades. Because from an evolutionary perspective, crying doesn't seem very smart. Think about it. If you're weak, injured, or vulnerable, advertising it to the world sounds like a terrible survival strategy. Ancient humans faced predators, harsh weather, starvation, and violence. Showing weakness could be dangerous. Yet somehow, emotional crying survived, which suggests it wasn't a weakness at all. It was an advantage. But there's a problem. Nobody knows exactly when humans started crying emotionally, and that mystery leads to an even bigger question. What if tears aren't really about sadness? What if they evolved for something much more important? Researchers discovered something fascinating. Human babies cry long before they can speak. In fact, crying is one of the first survival tools a baby has. A newborn can't explain hunger. It can't describe pain. It can't ask for protection. So it cries, and adults respond immediately. The sound triggers something deep inside the human brain. It demands attention. But emotional tears take this one step further, because tears don't just signal distress, they signal honesty. Think about it. You can fake a smile. You can fake confidence. You can fake bravery. But genuine tears are much harder to fake. Your brain recognizes this. Other people's brains recognize it too. And that's where things get interesting. Studies suggest that seeing tears can reduce aggression, increase empathy, and strengthen social bonds. In other words, tears may have helped humans build stronger groups. And for ancient humans, strong groups meant survival. A lone human on the prehistoric plains was vulnerable. A connected tribe was powerful. The individuals who could communicate emotional needs effectively may have received more help, more protection, and more cooperation. Over thousands of generations, that could have made a huge difference. But the story gets even stranger. Humans don't just cry from sadness. We cry from happiness, relief, love, pride, even laughter. Have you ever laughed so hard that tears started rolling down your face? That makes almost no sense. Why would your body react the same way to joy and pain? Scientists believe emotional crying may act like a pressure release valve. Strong emotions create intense activity inside the brain and nervous system. Tears may help the body return to balance, almost like hitting a reset button. And the chemicals inside emotional tears are different from ordinary tears. Some researchers have found traces of stress-related substances in emotional tears. It's almost as if the body is physically releasing part of its emotional burden. But here's something even more fascinating. Humans don't cry equally. Culture affects crying. Gender affects crying. Age affects crying. Some people cry frequently, others rarely cry at all. Yet every healthy human has the ability. No matter where they come from, no matter what language they speak, no matter what they believe, tears are universal. And that universality hints at something ancient, something deeply human. Because beneath all our technology, cities, and modern lifestyles, we're still social creatures. Our ancestors survived not because they were the strongest animals. They weren't. They survived because they worked together. And tears may have been one of the invisible tools that made cooperation possible. A silent signal that said, I need help. I trust you. I feel what you feel. And perhaps that's why emotional tears never disappeared. Not because they made humans stronger individually, but because they made humans stronger together. The next time you see someone crying, remember something strange. You're witnessing a behavior that may have helped shape human civilization itself. A few drops of salt water. That's all they are. Yet those tiny drops can stop fights, create empathy, strengthen relationships, and communicate emotions that words often fail to express. Maybe tears aren't a sign that humans are fragile. Maybe they're proof that humans were never meant to survive alone. And if that's true, then crying isn't one of humanity's weaknesses. It might be one of the reasons humanity exists at all.